Many. Too many.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if you have any questions about Liza P. I can answer them if you have any. Good old questions.
Oh man, it looks good. It interests me in a gameplay point of view, but it's not. I think for me, it's not like a game that I'm gonna go and buy. Unless it was like in a humble bundle or something like that, and I end up getting it like on disc, because that's how I got Code Vein. I'm pretty sure. Like there was some kind
Oh,
of it
okay.
goes in a
Like a
humble
humble
bundle.
bundle.
Yeah, and then I got Code Vein, and then I like. Oh, you know what? Not Code Vein.
Scarlet Nexus.
Scarlet Nexus, but I actually did buy Code Vein. I don't know what made me buy Code Vein, to be honest. I think it was just the anime
It's just the
vibe.
anime. It was the first
Yeah,
of their anime games.
I think I got because there's a demo for Code Vein, so I downloaded that, and I was like, you know what, that's pretty good. So then I just bought it, and then I was like, yeah, I
I
liked
mean,
it. So.
you played Code, not Code Vein, but God Eater as well too. So I
Oh,
mean,
I
it's
played God Eater for like an hour, and I can't. I've tried like 7 times to get into God Eater, like all the different God Eaters, like God Eater 2 I bought on Vita, and God Eater Resurrection or whatever it's called, which is like the remaster of the first game, and like God Eater 2 Rage Burst or
Burst.
something like that, and but also God Eater 3. I've tried so many times to play God Eater of some kind, and I've never been able to like really get into it. I don't know why.
It controls differently.
I think the newer one, like 3. So I know what you mean by like 2 and probably like the remake Resurrect. I can't remember what it's called. It doesn't matter. But I think 3 was the first game that was made for like a not mobile platform, like not Vita or something like that, or not PSP or anything. So it
Right. It
controls
was a
better. It controls.
PS4, I think, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it controls better where by better that the camera is mapped to the analog stick, which is how you'd expect it to control, right?
Only Monster Hunter could set a standard.
Yeah, the fucking
The claw
the
grip.
D-pad, yeah,
Dude,
the
I've
claw
done that
grip.
claw grip. You get
Yeah,
used to it.
I'm sure you do.
You get used to it.
Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker let you, sorry, because that game came out on PSP, right? Peace Walker.
Right. Hmm.
You
Hmm.
could either control it by claw grip if you were used to claw grip, or they did a thing, and I thought this was smart, where the camera was mapped to the face buttons, triangle, square, X, and circle.
Oh,
So
okay.
the camera
Okay.
was the face buttons, yeah. And then because it's kind of like not really a shooter, but like your to aim was still L, the fire was still R, and to open your
Hmm.
menu, I believe was like up on the D-pad.
Yeah, it's not
So
like you're playing a third-person shooter for Metal
yeah,
Gear. It's
it was like not that confusing. I really liked how they did it on PSP. Very smart.
hmm, hmm.
Um, but anyways, that's totally off topic. God Eater 3 controls better.
It controls with the review. It
Yeah.
got Eater 3. It
That's on
controls
the back
better.
of the box. Controls better, yeah.
We
You know
wrote
what game? That whole genre kind of died aside from Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter just dominated, right? It's called the hunting genre.
the hunting genre. I mean, there was what was the other one from Koei Tecmo? Fudge. It
See, the
was.
fact that you can't even think about it is proof that only Monster Hunter
Why do I want
survived.
to call it Odin? Something. Fudge.
No, I know what you're thinking of. Are you thinking you're thinking of Tokiden?
Yeah, there's Tokiden. There was like the Inafune one that was like Soul Sacrifice.
Oh, yeah. So that was published by Sony. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
There was God Eater, which was the biggest of those three, and
Yeah.
then
And then there was
Monster
another one.
Hunter.
There was another one on Vita. It's Vita Hunter. What's it called?
We
It
went
was
down a
on
rabbit
Vita.
hole.
Not Soul Sacrifice, not Tokiden, not something about
Well,
Freedom Wars? Was it maybe?
Freedom, not Freedom Unite. Monster. What?
No. What was Freedom Wars? Type in Freedom Wars on Google. Yeah, it was Freedom Wars. Exactly. It was Freedom Wars. Freedom Wars. Yeah.
Who's this, Bandai or something? This
It
looks like
is.
this
That's
smells.
Sony, dude.
It smell.
Sony.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
Freedom Wars. What the heck is this junk? Excuse me, Freedom Wars.
Freedom. What are you typing in?
I'm calling it Free Doom because this is this is Japan studio.
Yeah, it's
Cause
straight up Sony. It's legitimately just Sony made it.
because this is something you don't want to touch. That's why I'm calling it Free Doom. It looks like God Eater, but not God Eater. It looks like Persona God Eater.
It does kind
It
of look like
does
God
look
Eater.
like Persona God Eater. I wonder if they had character designers for Persona working on this joint.
I don't know.
I kid you not. This character I'm looking at on screen right now, they look like they came out of like a Shimigami. This game looks kind of Shimigami like.
So yeah, so this was another hunt. So like the hunting genre was huge in like maybe 10 years ago. I would say the hunting genre was huge, right?
I think the
Yeah.
only competition from the West was just what was the free hunting game, free to play hunting game.
What? Free to play hunting game?
Yeah, fudge. I'm gonna blank on it.
Free to play on Vita on PC?
It should have been. I think it's like, is it PC and PS? It was a PS. I know it was on PS4 as well. This is the point where we're just like,
Just
I
typing
can't.
like
I
hunting game.
hunting game. the, the podcast took like when it took an unexpected turn.
We're just like
Now
fucking
there's like too many games because now I'm just getting Hunt Showdown. That game. That's an actual game.
yeah. Well, yeah, it is. There's a huge. It was a huge genre about 10 years ago, and I think honestly what happened was number one, no one could compete with Monster Hunter, and once the portable game console stopped existing, like Nintendo doesn't have one, Sony doesn't have one.
You know what that just came out, and I still can't remember the name. It was the one from was it Koei Tecmo? I'm gonna look it up. Oh, keep going.
Koei Tecmo? Did they make one? Anyways, so yeah, like once the portable game console stopped existing, the genre died with it because the genre was so closely tied to the portable console. Because like Monster Hunter blew up on the PSP, right?
It saved the PSP.
Yeah, it kind of did. And then like Nintendo had their own Monster Hunter on PSP. So Capcom was making Hunter games like Monster Hunter for both, Nintendo and Sony on their portable devices. And then when the Vita came out, everyone was like, I want a piece of that hunting pie. So that's what we had Soul Sacrifice and Freedom Wars and God Eater and all that stuff. But like now, when we moved into, a generation like without portable devices, like there's no Vita successor. There's no 3DS successor. You can maybe say the Switch, but kind of not really.
It's basically the Switch. I mean,
So like, there's no successor to the portable console. So the hunting genre kind of died. Also, yeah, and it's like you can't compete with Monster Hunter.
yeah. I'm still trying to find this one. Okay, so we did have Wild Hearts. That was
Was that hunting?
this year. It was
Oh, it was. It
Straight
did look
hunting.
like Monster. Yeah, it was like Monster
Straight
Hunter.
hunting.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was the Monster Hunter Fortnite cross up from Koei Tecmo and EA, which
Forgot about
actually I don't know if that game is still going or not.
I forgot it came out and no one talked about it.
It came out and it had a bunch of it was this month, February of this year, sorry. It came out, it had a lot of good reviews for the actual mechanics, the gameplay. The issue with the game itself was it had a lot of technical difficulties. Like there's a lot of performance issues with that game to the point where it was just negatively reviewed on Steam. I think one of the things, like, you know how Koei Tecmo does something where for PC games you can't really use a mouse and keyboard sometimes.
Yeah.
It fell in that category. It was that bad. So they patched it. I want to say maybe April is when they got a good patch out for it, but it was like 2 months too late, especially in this season. But I actually watched this entire game played for the story, for the gameplay. Other than the characters talking very, very slow, it's very good. I gotta say, it is not Monster Hunter. It has a really good, unique take on it, especially with the I think they're called katakuri, which is like the Fortnite building system. It was actually really cool. It's really cool when you watch it.
Okay.
But, you know, whether they end up, you know, sticking around for longer or not, we'll just have to see. But I hope so. I hope they get a second chance.
Wild Hearts.
Wild Hearts, yeah.
It's just, I mean, like a Monster Hunter has something special because everyone, I think it's so universally liked, right?
Team
But
co-op.
it has so few competitors. Like, I mean, there's no like competing, like huge competing like competitor to Monster Hunter that's like has lasting appeal.
I would honestly say God Eater was probably the closest.
God Eater was really close. God Eater could have been God Eater, and then it wasn't God Eater.
That's because they stopped making God Eater.
Part of it is part of it is they also stopped because they stopped making God Eater, but I don't know, maybe that's it. Maybe they stopped being, they just kind of stopped, I guess. Because God Eater 3 came out and then Code Vein came out. Code Vein is not a God Eater sequel.
They just stopped the actual God Eater series.
Yeah.
Is the way I see it.
I don't know. I don't think they're making a new one. They haven't announced anything. Right? What is Bandai Namco even doing now? Just fucking Tales and anime games, right?
They have Sin Duality, which is the anime that's currently airing, I believe. But also you know what? Sin Duality, I think, is a hunting like cozy game. Cozy hunting sim thing.
Cozy hunting.
Sin Duality Noir. I don't know if that's just the anime name or if it's the also the game. We were like off topic. We went down a rabbit hole.
I don't even know where this is going, but yeah.
I totally have the anime. This is so weird. So for this one, it's their cross media game type thing, where the anime. I think they did the same thing for Scarlet Nexus, right? There's an anime. There's also
I fucking forgot about the Scarlet Nexus anime. Damn.
Yeah. This is the same vein where there is an
anime and a game tied together. I kind of wish, no offense, it's ambitious and I respect it, but I kind of wish they would just focus on a game. You know what I mean?
And I think Tales, that's the other thing, the Tales DLC / standalone. Well, it's not a standalone, but it's
not standalone, no.
It's like the way that they're marketing that is that it's not a DLC, but it's a DLC. You know what I mean? Like
it's like an expansion.
Expansion, really.
Yeah.
And then of course we're still working on Blue Protocol.
Oh yeah, I guess
that's still happening.
They had a booth at TGS. I kind of stopped by. It was kind of cool. They had a cosplayer dressed as just like a generic character. You mean like one of the classes? Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say like all the weapons. Any of them were.
Tell you what.
I was gonna say I don't think any of the characters are that memorable.
Oh well, it wasn't even like one of the story characters. It's like a rando. It was like you basically. It was like a player character.
Like you.
Yeah, but they had like at TGS they had like a wall of weapons, and it was all of the weapons from the classes. So that was kind of cool.
That's kind of cool.
I took like a picture, but I didn't really stick around because there was nothing at the booth. It was just like a weird ass like.
Yeah, I mean, they're still working on just getting it out there.
They have. It's not even out in English yet. It's still not out in English. Actually,
no. It's by the end of this year, it should be out in I want to say all Asian territories.
Yeah.
But next year, whenever because it got pushed back, should be out.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're not having like every time I try to play, I don't really find that many people on the server. I kind of stopped because I had server issues. I would be playing and then I just could get logged out. And I'm like,
I wonder. I feel like did they lose this any momentum they had because it's taking them so long to get.
I feel like it is like some of the stuff I heard after, like I would say last month I checked in a little bit, and it was just the fact that it seems like they don't know their player base was a thing that was happening. They were patching the wrong thing. Like they were patching stuff that didn't need patching, causing bugs, but then like ignoring what needed to be patched, kind of thing. I mean, I don't know. I feel like they've only had one event.
Oh, which was like a summer event.
It was like a summer event.
I should check in on it actually. I haven't checked it out in a while.
As long as every time I play the game, I ask, will I be able to log in? That's my first question. So that lets you know what's going on. Will I be able to stay logged in? But yeah, so that's Sin Duality. It says 2023, but I'm pretty sure it got postponed to 2024.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, they had a little release somewhere. But anyways, that's
Right.
Bandai Namco, what they're working on. Uh, and I'm still gonna forget that 100 game, but I'll remember it eventually. There was